Track 6.2, page 62, Exercise 2B. Welcome to our weekly Spotlight programme. Today, the spotlight is on unusual hobbies and cultural heritage. Our first guest is Michaela from Barcelona. Hi, Michaela. Can you tell us about your hobby?
Hi, Kevin. I'm a casteller. A castell in Catalan is a human tower. So castellers are people who construct human towers. It's a popular tradition at festivals all over Catalonia. My father's a casteller, and all through my childhood I wanted to be one too. I was about 16 when I started training with my local group. We had our photo taken last week and appeared in the local newspaper.
So how high are these towers, Michaela?
They usually have 4 or 5 layers of people, but some have 8 or 9. Surprisingly, accidents aren't very common, but there are always ambulances nearby just in case. There's only been one fatality in the last 30 years.
Well, it sounds amazing and difficult.
Yes, it takes years of training and practice. You need to be really strong, with great balance and loads of courage. You can't show any weakness.
And how old is the tradition?
It originated towards the end of the 18th century in Valls, near the city of Tarragona.
So, how are the towers constructed exactly?
They're built in 2 stages. The bottom layer is built first. It's called the piña, and it's made up of men because they need to be really strong, to support the rest of the tower.
Of course.
Once the castellers in the piña think the base is strong enough, they give a signal. A band starts playing traditional music and the crowd goes completely silent. You can really feel the tension and excitement. The upper layers of the tower are built as quickly as possible, so the strain on the bottom layer isn't too much.
And who climbs to the top?
Usually very young children, because they're the lightest and most agile. The exaneta is the person who climbs to the very top. The tower is complete when he or she raises 4 fingers. This is said to represent the 4 stripes of the Catalan flag.
So, what do you think the future of this tradition is, Michaela?
Well, I think it has a very important future. The tradition is very strongly linked to Catalan identity, and it brings local communities together as well. Family, friends, and neighbors.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, Michaela, and telling us about this fascinating tradition. Now, on to our next guest, Daniel from Australia. So, Daniel, tell us about your unusual hobby.
Hi, Kevin. Well, I play a traditional Australian Aboriginal instrument, the didgeridoo.
Right. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
It's believed to be the world's oldest wind instrument. It originated in the north of Australia. The oldest records of Aboriginals playing the didgeridoo date back 2,000 years.
That's incredible. So, when did you start playing it, Daniel?
Well, when I was a kid, we lived in the Northern Territories of Australia, and I was always fascinated by the sound of this instrument. So I started playing when I was 13.
And is it difficult to play?
No, not at all. You can learn to play a basic note in like 2 minutes.
And what's the instrument made of?
It's made of the trunk or branches of the eucalyptus tree, which is native to Australia.
And is the instrument made by Australian Aboriginals?
Well, actually, 99.9% of didgeridoos on the market are not made by Aboriginals. But I got mine made especially for me by an Australian Aboriginal. It's believed that if an instrument is made by an Aboriginal, then it has a spirit that lives inside it. But not by any Aboriginal. Only one who has the didgeridoo as part of their cultural heritage.
That's fascinating. So, how do you play this instrument? You must need a lot of breath.
Yeah, definitely. You blow into it to produce a vibration that echoes down the tube and comes out as a very low, rich buzz. A common mistake learners make is to use all the air in their lungs to play one note. You need to learn to keep plenty of air in your lungs at all times.
What other sounds can you make with the instrument?
Well, players can also tap out rhythms on the side of the didgeridoo using their fingers or sticks, that kind of thing.
But Daniel, in this digital era with so many electronic instruments, does the didgeridoo have a future?
Yes, I think so, definitely. It has a very rich cultural heritage. Despite all the damage that has been done to the Aboriginal culture, we must do everything in our power to protect it.
Thank you so much for being on the programme, Daniel.